those who call themselves Democrats will be able to say that they were there to provide health care for 40+ million people who didn't have it in this country, and they worked hard to make sure that it happened. I don't know what the judgment will be, but I know that they will be able to say that they worked hard to make sure that there was a minimum wage so that every person could take home a decent day's pay for a hard day's work. This is what I know the case will be. I can't tell you what the judgment will be, but I do know that it will be said that those who call themselves Democrats were there to secure Social Security for those who are in the twilight of life, who have nothing left but that Social Security check, and but for that they would have nothing. Democrats will be there to say they secured Social Security. I can't tell you what the judgment will be, but I do know this, that those who call themselves Democrats will be able to say that they were there for the least among us. Those who did not inherit riches, but rather inherited a legacy of poverty. They will be able to say they were there for the last among us. Those who were not the first hired, but rather the last hired and the first fired. They will be able to say they were there for the lost among us. Those who are lost in drugs, lost in poverty in the richest country in the world. Those who are known as Democrats will be able to say they were there for the least, the last, and the lost. This I do know. And finally, of all of my finalies, I do want you to know this. Friends, I will go back to Washington, and I assure you that I go back with my spirits renewed, with my understanding that the people of the 9th Congressional District want to make sure that we do all that we can to give every person in this country an opportunity to have a good and decent job. And that this will include not only those who are here tonight, but also those who are in distant places, who have gone to protect liberty and justice for all. Those who make real the notion of government of the people, by the people, for the people. They are our troops. And I want you to know that regardless as to how we feel about the war, we should all want our troops to come home safely. They deserve good jobs when they get here. I will go back to Congress to fight for all of these. And I thank all of you for being here. I have not introduced my staff, so please tolerate me for just a little bit longer. All of my staff members, please come forward. If you're on the staff, come up, please, rather quickly, because we're running out of time. I have had the podium for far too long. So please, Jackie, you must come quickly, please. Come on up, Alice. Come on up, Kevin. Everybody come quickly, please. Please come quickly. This is Jackie Ellis, Chief of Staff. She's here from Washington, D.C. Bobby Reply. Bobby works for us here in Houston. He speaks how many languages, Bobby? 5. Speaks 5 languages. We speak 8 languages in the office. This is Alice Chen. How many languages do you speak, Alice? 4. 4 languages. Give her a hand, please. All right, Rachel Rodriguez. Rachel, how many languages do you speak? Speaks 2 languages. All right. Amina Ross, come up, please. Amina Ross. How many languages, Amina? Speaks English.